Oh, coffee on the screen. Okay, we're back for the coffee off of the screen. Hello, chat.
Welcome.
How's it going? Welcome, friends, duelists, and whether you're signers or dark signers, whichever floats your boat. Welcome back to the Coffee Ninja Coffee House. My name is Ryu. I am, of course, your resident Coffee Ninja by day, actor, gamer, streamer by night. And, I've gone edgy. That can only mean one thing. I've got one of my sinister sisters, one of my fellow Mirror Force breakers in the cafe today, and I am joined tonight by the lovely, amazing, and absolutely stupendous Professor Wisteria. Hello, Wisty.
Hey, Ryu. It's great having you. Thank you for having me on again. This is going to be fun. We're looking at more retro formats today, and this was a really enjoyable little tour to go into for this.
So, if this is your first time joining, welcome to Yu-Gi-Oh! Time Wizards. This is the ongoing series that I've been doing on again and off again. I really do need to be more on about this, but we're getting back to form. In this series, we're going to be utilizing the Time Wizard guidelines presented by Konami to take a look at some of the formats in Yu-Gi-Oh's history that are many people will say basically build the building blocks to what Yu-Gi-Oh is today. From everything like understood best Time Wizard formats like Edison and Goat to more underdog favorites like Toss or Tengu Plant to some undiscovered gems like Metalins 2013 or Fire Water format, and even Tier 0 mega threats such as Spiral or Teledad and everything in between. And today, actually, the entire community voted on this as a result of the Dono-thon back in June for the Trevor Project. By the way, thank you all again for that. I've been saying this for 3 months now, and it never gets old. Thank you guys again for helping out with that.
I loved all the support you got for everything. That was tons of fun.
And now my goal is to double it next year. So we're gonna do it again.
Oh, let's go. We can do it.
But today, you guys voted for us to take a look at September 2014, aka Duelist Alliance format. And this is considered by many to be one of the most important time periods of Yu-Gi-Oh! History because of the set that was introduced and the metagame that followed that basically... A lot of people consider this the end point of old Yu-Gi-Oh! And the starting point to what modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Has become.
It is definitely a really, really keystone set in determining that, and I agree. I was looking around and I was like, just trying to find out where that origin point might have been elsewhere, and this is really where it happened.
So before we get oh, you go ahead first. Go ahead first. Sorry.
Oh, I was just saying the amount of what I found as the primary change is that rather than floaters just being a rare thing or like just a Sangan that you have a one of in your deck, every card floats for value of some sort within this format.
It was definitely something that was carried on from formats previously. 2014, in my eyes, has always been kind of an underestimated important year in Yu-Gi-Oh's history from beginning to end. For a variety of different reasons. We see a lot of like the hallmarks of like what modern card design becomes, like you mentioned, everything floating into one another, but also basically how people deck build and how fast the game eventually gets. It becomes a lot more less slow playing and control oriented that GOAT players know, and more of like the Wombo Combo Yu-Gi-Oh that we know today.
Very, very fun little format, and I never would have really looked into it until doing this Time Wizard format.
Yeah.
For it.
So, fun fact check, this is the very first format that falls under the Master Rule 3 rule set. And
don't get the draw for going first. A much needed change.
That was among one of the 3 biggest changes. One, first turn player does not draw for their first turn. This is the point in time where that starts happening. Two, each player could control a field spell on the field now. Beforehand, if another player activated a field spell, then any field spell that was on the field previously had to go away.
And it was destroyed.
Yeah. A rule change that made me incredibly sad because I loved abusing Gear Town. Rest in peace, Little Ryu. I'll get over it. And third, and probably the most jarring to a lot of people, was the introduction of pendulums and the pendulum zones, which introduced the first real changing of the game board in Yu-Gi-Oh! For those that...
Yeah, big one.
Yeah. So for those that do not know, and thank you again for the resub for 7 months.
Yeah.
Thank you. MFB, let's go.
Mirror Force Breakers.
Love you, Queen.
I told Ryu, I was like, we're doing a retro format. We're just gonna make the Dark Signers into a retro format.
We really should. We really should. Yeah. So for those that don't know, that only play modern Yu-Gi-Oh! and modern understanding of pendulums, the pendulum scale zones were not always the leftmost and rightmost spell and trap zones. They actually had their own zones separate from the spell trap zone. And it was very nasty when it came to the point that pendulums were actually good.
This was a very strange time for that. This is right around the time when I first started judging Yu-Gi-Oh! And it was interesting going into this like format where pendulum was a new thing, and I was just getting back into Yu-Gi-Oh! At the time, and as a card seller mostly, and then eventually as a judge, and it was just these pendulums were here now. What's going on? How do you summon this? Why are there 5 monsters? It's so great. There's a quill fork?
Yeah. I think it was probably the most jarring change, and the most it's kind of like whenever something is new is introduced into a game, there's always like a little bit of like push and pull of people like not wanting to learn it and move away from it. The only other time that I can think of that in Yu-Gi-Oh's history was when synchros were first released. But I think
MR4 too, though.
MR4 as well, but I don't know if either MR4's release or the introduction of synchros can compare to like how much of a major change that pendulums introduced back in 2014. I could be wrong on that.
Even though, funnily enough, this Duelist Alliance format that we're specifically looking at this period, we're not going to use any pendulums. They're all garbage. Even though there's one particular favorite one that I want to talk about at one point for it, but they're not good yet.
That is true. And actually, I actually have the set that this format is named after right here.
So looking at this set here, Duelist Alliance, it's done something that is unheard of in Yu-Gi-Oh! At this point, and still to this day, in that it released 3 Tier 1 form decks, as well as multiple like cores getting into Tier 2 decks as well. And it's amazing. This was a really good set.
The only modern equivalent that I can think of in terms of this set of like, basically it's kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh's own form of set rotation, where like in one set like several archetypes kind of change the metagame. The only modern equivalent that I can think of in terms of this would probably be Power of the Elements introducing Sprite, Tier Element, and Mathmech Circular. It's like the only thing that I can think of.
I would give another set of a more modern example, which would be Darkwing Blast as well, which Bestials, Kashtira, a lot of branded pieces.
I always
not quite though at the same level.
I always kind of consider Darkwing Blast to be kind of like the new challengers to Power of the Elements, because the next set after Duelist Alliance, the new challengers, does introduce stuff that adds to several of the archetypes introduced in this set, but it also introduces the third deck that became what's more commonly known as the Duelist Alliance Triangle in Cleafort. But Cleefort was not introduced originally, and when people were asking, "Oh, are you going to take a look at like Cleefort and everything like that?" And I'm like, "No, because Cleefort was not introduced in Duelist Alliance. That was technically new challengers." And they're like, "Wait, what?"
Oh,
I had to do a double take.
very much. One more point of defense for Darkling Blast for me. Rukalos came out.
Oh yeah, that's right. Rukalos did come out for that. That's right.
Yeah. So that is a big one.
Mm-hmm.
So this set has some ridiculous things, and actually right now, one of my personal favorites just went by, which was a Panzer Dragon for instant fusion target. I love instant fusion.
I'll be honest, I completely forgot that Panzer Dragon was released this late. I thought it was much earlier that Panzer Dragon was released.
Yeah, it feels like one of those cards that should have been released, like, you know, like Katamari Attack. It has the same design as that very first cycle and the very first sets of Yu-Gi-Oh, where they were the metamorphosis targets of just weird levels, and here was the good level 5 kind of vanilla one. But
that is very, very true. But the three archetypes that we were introduced to, Wisty, do you want to take a little bit of reins on this one and introduce the three archetypes in question?
Yeah, I can do it here. So there's 3 tier 1. Is he sounding better? Okay. I brought the mic a bit closer to my face. Here we go.
Yeah, don't worry.
So
I also increased your gain, so you're fine.
There was 3 tier 1 decks that ended up coming out of this one set, Duelist Lines. And the big bad of it, and my personal favorite, Shadal's.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the first time that we've really seen fusions strike off as an entire engine for a deck. There had been fusions that had been used before, but the stickiness of the monsters where you'll get effects sent to the graveyard of the Shadal monsters, as well as the fact that fusing is finally out, not just a -2 or even worse sometimes.
I'm finding the card that really made that possible. There it is. Shadow Fusion.
It's insane that Shadal Fusion and Super Poly are at 3 in this format. Even though there is 0 good Super Poly targets to do the shenanigans that we're accustomed to for Super Poly nowadays, except for in the mirror match with Shadal's, that would be hit on the next ban list as well for Super Poly, and rightfully so.
Mm-hmm.
The next 2... Oh, go for it.
Oh, no, it's okay.
Next one here that I think it was it seems when I was looking at results for this era, was prevalent early on, and it makes sense as a deck that would pick up early because it's ease of play and good toolbox, is the Teller Knights. They're rank 4 XE toolboxes, and they mostly get to push in. They always have extra value when you're summoning into them. And you get to go into various XEs, of which we've seen we have some of the most powerful generic XEs at this point in the game. One of them that came out here when Duelist Alliance is Castell, the Musketeer.
Mm-hmm. Right here. Right alongside the Satellar Knight, XEs, Delteros, which is absolutely crazy.
Another very, very awesome card.
Mm-hmm.
So Stellar Knight ended up being a very early, kind of more aggro, almost mid-range toolbox deck in a format that was felt control, because Shadal runs pretty hard control. And the third archetype that was prominent during this time, Burning Abyss, is without all the pieces that it has in later packs, a slow engine that just grinds a game to a halt.
And is a completely originally TCG innovation.
Wonderful thing. I think, what is it? War Rocks is the other one of those?
In terms of like competitive TCG archetypes?
You're not competitive, but just archetypes that were TCG only.
For a while, War Rocks, Burning Abyss. I think Cosmo fits that bill too, actually.
That sounds right. So kind of a rare privilege of cards, which meant that we didn't have deck lists going into from the OCG format going into our own format here in North America, and I think this is why Burning Abyss wasn't as prevalent of a deck initially. However, towards the later era of Duelist Alliance, it became a lot more prevalent, and in modern versions of this tournament, Burning Abyss is played just as much as Shaddoll, if not more.
Mm-hmm. There's only 4 monsters, but the 4 monsters on their own, like, are absolutely insane. And Dante is just an incredible card.
Yeah. There is an honorary 5th card that makes this deck flow so well, which is a wonderful friend known as Tour Guide.
Blessed be Tour Guide. You can always count on her to solve our problems.
Definitely is one of the key cards in this deck, and it just creates a Dante reads underwhelming, I think, to any sort of newer player to Yu-Gi-Oh.
Mm-hmm.
But when you sit there and really start thinking through how Dante works and performs with how the other Burning Abyss cards go, it gets ugly.
And not only that, you think of the amount of cards that exist in Yu-Gi-Oh! That have powerful effects that trigger when being sent to the graveyard. You think of the Shaddoll archetype, which BA and Shaddoll have a little bit of a marriage at several different points. You think of stuff like Lightsworns. You think of stuff like Chaos Dragons, because Eclipse Wyvern, for some reason, is still legal in this format.
So good. There's a couple of elements like that. And then while we're on Burning Abyss, as everyone knows, I was, well, as a professor of philosophy, I was, back when I was in university, that was also my major. And reading Dante's Inferno was a particularly fun time of my life in the English career. And I appreciate the literary reference of Burning Abyss for the flavor. Shadolls I love because they're corrupted versions of other monsters. And then there's
specifically from the dual terminal lore.
And then one more is card absolutely I adore in this deck is Foucault's Cannon.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Also, Draco, thank you so much for the raid. Giving you a follow back as well. Here, look, follow there.
How you doing, Zahak? Good to see you, buddy. We haven't started the games yet. We're going into a little bit of detail about the format. Also, speaking of this set, you did mention one of the archetypes that went to Tier 2, and it actually is an archetype that would play a lot more later on in later formats, and that is the introduction of the Yang Zings.
Really, really cool idea. Yang Zings came out of a need of, if they print another dragon card, dragons get broken again. We just had Dragon Ravine, a card that really doesn't seem that good. Absolutely break open a format.
Mm-hmm. And I think
now there's worms.
Yeah, this was the introduction of the worm typing, right?
Yep, that is the introduction of the worm. Draco, Dante's Inferno game, yes, I have. It was very funny. Not the best of games, but it was cool story-wise.
Nice. Why did they miss timing? Because they were still working off of old school card design. I don't know.
Well, this is the part where, again, supporting this set as being a transition to modern Yu-Gi-Oh! We get problem-solving card text in this era.
That's true.
And this is the start of it, an early era of fixing up and making it so that Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a lot more clarified and codified as a game.
It all started here.
Oh. Yeah. Foucault's Cannon.
So good. And not to mention, you take a look further into this set and the amount of cards that like rear their heads in so many future formats. You have stuff like Artifact and Lancia. I was scrolling through this. I saw Batteryman 9-Bolt, Ryza, the Mega Monarch.
Jin Demolisher of Rituals created problems as well.
Mm-hmm. Deskbot 001. This is the start of that.
Mega Monarch?
Yep. Rise Full Height. I think I saw Resonance Insect earlier. There's just a lot of stuff in here that, honestly, so much of like modern Yu-Gi-Oh today translates back to the set in either like one card or just card designs in so many ways and shapes and forms, and we owe a lot to it.
Start of good Monarch support as well. This is when Monarch started to kind of take on more of an identity beyond just like an end board for a frog engine.
They get their own soul exchange. Monarch Stormforth is insane.
There's 100 cards in this set, I believe, or like 106 or something, and so many, like half this set are just playable cards at some point in Yu-Gi-Oh's history. It's pretty obscene.
It's wonderful and I love it. Puts a smile on my face. Well, all right, since we've taken a look at the set, we might as well take a look at the format. So, for those that are aware of the Time Wizard rulings as set forth by Konami, it says we need a specific event and date placed down. For this specific format, it has centered around the September 2014 YCS in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Again, why do so many of like these 2010 formats usually revolve around Canada? It's kind of hilarious.
The big thing is that I think ban list drops tend to happen more often around Canadian regionals and YCSs and larger events because they're just inherently smaller than American events. And so it's a little bit safer than having, 1,000 people having to redo their deck list to have only 250 to 500 people.
Understandable. Speaking of the ban list, when me and Wisty were researching this, we were trying to figure out which ban list to go off of. The July 2014 ban list is in effect. The ban list that is released in the following month, in October, does hit a lot of the decks that were available pre-Duelist Alliance release. That hit a lot of them. Decks that were World Championship contenders and winners, such as Infernity, get hit. Soul Charge is brought down to a single copy for, honestly, the right reasons. Hilariously, that's the format where Reinforcement of the Army goes to 3 copies. It's a wild time, to be sure.
Oh, definitely. There's some cards that were surprising, like Soul Charge actually was kind of slept on at this time.
For much of 2014, before Duelist Alliance, people only ran like 1 or 2.
Yep. I was reading particularly Farfa at one point was talking about how he was like, oh, I ran 2 Soul Charges. It's like, I don't want to see it that often. And then nowadays he's like, oh, no.
It's that same mindset. It's just like, okay, modern sensibilities is coming back, and okay, this should have been a lot better than how we originally did it in terms of deck building. I was looking at some of like the stuff that I was playing around this time, because prior to Duelist Alliance, I was running both Madolche and Infernity, and I would play those decks completely different, having the knowledge of what I have now compared to then. And
That is.
for the 2014, okay, I had the ban list changes from July of 2014.
Goyo's back, original errata, not errata text.
Yeah, the errata text. Gear was limited. Formula Synchron, Magician of Faith, and Reinforcement of the Army become semi-limited, and Dimensional Prison and Mirror Force are put to 3. And because we see Mirror Force, Wisty is shaking. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
I hate it. It's at 3 in this format, but it's actually really bad in this format.
Yeah, it actually really is. And some of the popular decks that we can see on format library, like we mentioned before, Shaddoll, Burning Abyss, and Satellar Knight are the big dogs of the format as they were played historically. But just like any format in the year since, there has been some exploration to it, and there are some other decks that have been proved to be very, very popular. But in any way, shape, or form, Shaddoll, which was a deck that really was not as heavily played in Duelist Alliance historically, actually is played more and is making up half of this list, which is absolutely hilarious. And thanks to the raid, Flying Eagles. We appreciate it. I hope everybody is doing well. Welcome to Yu-Gi-Oh! Time Wizards. It's absolutely crazy. Wisty, I know you have a lot more knowledge on Shadow than I.
Yes.
You want to explain a little bit about why you think Shadow is seen this much play in this format compared to how it was back then?
We have a couple really interesting aspects. I think there's three main ones that I'm off the top of my head that I can come up with. First one ends up being basically every Shadow monster gets value when being sent to the graveyard. This when sent by monster effect. This gives it so that you're never really losing value when you're going through your engine of cards, which have various useful effects and plus draws. And they also have flip effects, which on top of this just being sent to the graveyard effects. And some of those are pretty good. Like, they do pretty well. The fusion is an obscene card. Being able to, again, use a fusion without losing resources on your hand or on the field, it really changed how we really looked at fusion. It wasn't used very often before this point, I feel, and Shadow is one of the first really large, powerful fusion decks. And then the third aspect that I would bring up is the extra deck. We have Construct, which on paper might read a little weak, but in play is an absolute monster. It will break most boards of this era by itself fairly easily. And then the other Shadow extra deck monster is Winda, which is an in-faction semi-towers floodgate.
If you've played against Tier Element, you've seen Construct at least, Winda at least once or twice.
Love this card. Winda is one of my personal favorite cards. It's actually funny because I have a reference to this card. Someone made me a custom card for Secret Santa one year. And it is a El Shaddai Winda, but it's using another card from Duelist Alliance, or another named card from Duelist Alliance, which is Foucault's Canon. And as a continental philosopher, Foucault is one of my main areas of study, and I love seeing it.
That's so great. Oh my gosh.
It's so bizarre that I have this random Winda. I can take a photo of it when we go on a break if you want, but it is very funny.
Speaking of photos, you did send me some stuff from this format that you actually have in your collection. For those that don't know, Wisty has one of the coolest card collections of people that I know, and she has unearthed some treasures for us. Let me bring one up.
Not as much as I would have liked, actually, from this era. There isn't a lot of high-value cards for this.
I don't know. This Ultimate Rare OCG Construct looks pretty damn good.
Oh, yeah. And what about that handsome guy above it, too?
Oh, you give me too much credit. You give me too much credit.
So good. This is, yeah, I found this in someone's binder at one point, and I was just like, I overpaid for this card, but I don't care. It was totally worth it, and it makes me very happy that I have this.
And here's the TCG version, which honestly, comparing them like side by side, they both still look good. I don't care. Like I think both are like I know Violet and you specifically like always usually put the OCG ultis above TCG. I think they both look great personally.
Construct is a very, very good looking ulti. There's a lot of ultis that do not look well, but don't look very great. But this is one where it looks really good, and both the OCG and TCG versions, as you brought up, are both very pretty cards.
It does it justice. It does the right thing in making like the ulti foiling like highly in the background in order to make the character art pop out more.
Mm-hmm. Such a fun little card, and yeah, I wanted just to share these because I don't yeah, the Shaddolls are one of my favorite archetypes, and we'll see some more goodies later on that I have for Shaddolls. They this era, I had some Shaddol cards as being in the card store,
Mhm.
but I really got in my love of Shaddolls in Invoke Dogmatica Shaddol later on.
So what you're
And this,
so what you're saying is we got to play a format where you get Invoke Dogmatica Shadal. Got it. I'll make sure to write
I
that
will
down.
cover that up for you. That's COVID formats, I believe, right in around that era.
I believe you're right because I know Invoked was released way before then, but yeah, Dogmatica was part of Branded, which would be COVID. Yeah, you're right.
Yep. And yeah, this construct here, this English one, I actually pulled out of my Invoke Dogmatica deck that I still have built.
Nice.
I like using it as a new player training device because I find it teaches them a lot of the good mechanics of Yu-Gi-Oh, using things in the graveyard as well as getting value off of fusion summons, and summoning up a Winda with some other cards and like a little bit of hand traps still can take on modern decks like very easily.
I agree, actually. I very much agree.
So I appreciate a lot in this. It just placed my heart, and Ryu brought up this doing some time wizards. I was very overjoyed at one point when I was like, "Hey, this is the introduction to Shaddolls. I kind of know of it, but I haven't really played it. This will be a great time to get into it."
And I guess from my personal history, I've spoken to Chad about this. So the format that immediately precedes Duelist Alliance, Hat format, is a format that I have a lot of fond memories with because that was the format that I have seen the most success in competitively. I got some of my first ever tops at the regional level in that format with stuff like Madolches and Infernity and the like. But I didn't get a chance to really play Duelist Alliance because around this time I was going into my junior year of university and I really needed to buckle down and study because I was going really heavy into the later years of my major. So I had to put Yu-Gi-Oh! On hiatus, which ended up lasting until I came back during COVID. So
Yes.
I've never played these decks before. So if I misplay, guys, I apologize in advance. Please don't fillet me alive.
I picked up a couple other decks as well as grabbing a more modern build of Shaddol, a more traditional 2014 era Shaddolls. I grabbed some decks that I figured that I should figure out how to play. I've never had a chance to, and I'm looking forward to completely butchering it on stream. I am gonna get yelled at.
Well, Wisty, we're gonna get yelled at together. We'll just hug each other in the corner and cry salty tears and share a bottle of vodka. How about that?
That is wonderful. I agree with that idea. Yeah, no, we're hanging out outside the back of the club with the bottle of vodka, pre-drinking.
Yes.
With the Dark Siders. Remember that we got to get into our characters.
Well, what's playing in the background though? That's the question.
Serial Experiments Lane Cyberia Club mix.
Gotcha. All right.
But the muffled version through walls.
Ooh.
Irby, good to see you.
What up, Burger? All right, I just got to make sure I'm setting up the right. Oh, I don't have it on. Okay, my bad. All right, I just had to make sure I had the right rulings set up for when I'm putting up the room.
Yeah. Make sure under the extra rules that you turn off the extra monster zones. And you have it set up. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, I think it should automatically do that with the Master Rule 3 rulings.
It didn't when I was practicing earlier. And it was really weird having it be like, oh, my construct has to go into the EMZ. Oh, I can't summon my second construct.
Really? Even under Master Rule 3 rulings? Interesting.
Yeah, you have to go in there and do that little change.
Okay, Show split pendulum zones.
I did unselected, which is the show extra monster zone under zone limitations.
Yeah, show extra monster zone is not clicked.
Perfect. We're good.
I think the split pendulum zones is what's normally shown for Master Rule 3, so we'll show that.
That one I'm not sure on anymore.
Well,
been a long time.
well, if we screw it up, and by we I mean we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Perfect. All right. Send me a room code when you can. Wonderful.
Already sent, sister.
Yes. We're good at this.
All right. So, what to use first?
I am going to use a older version of Artifact Shadal, which was a winner of the Toronto event here.
Okay, that's perfect. Because I'll use the Tellarknight deck that took second place.
Oh, wonderful! That sounds great. Just
like card for card, it's the second place Tellarknight list that took second at Toronto. So
perfect. That sounds like exactly what we want to be playing.
Yeah. So we're using historical deck lists for this one, chat.
Yeah, we definitely see some choices that we wouldn't make in modern picks, I think.
Tellarknight is a little bit of a weird one in that regard because most of the Tellarknight builds actually does utilize like modern deck theory of running like 3 of most of what you want to see. But I think that's just because of how the card economy of the deck just ended up.
I have to public the chat. There we are. Perfect.
Okay, not the best.
Shadal brought chaos back in the meta. So true, Unholy. I love chaos cards. They're some of my absolute favorite cards.
All right, so Vega.
Not the best of the starters for you, but
special summon Altair. All right, we got several ones that we can go into. I guess this one makes the most sense. 106 Giant Hand.
Oh, yeah, these are this was an interesting era with the hand being a tournament card, if I remember.
I believe Giant Hand was the prize for 2013 specifically.
Yeah, let me just see. Oh wait, I'm short timer. Okay.
Sorry, I should have given a bigger timer.
Yeah, no problem. We'll get that going.
Okay, Foolish. By the way, looking into some past Time Wizard formats and seeing Foolish Burial at any copies more than 1 is just wild to me.
Oh, it does so much for you. We'll go in the Squamata here to get another drop.
Okay.
And we are going to send a dragon to pop a back row. And we're going to hit the MST.
It is Forbidden Chalice.
Okay, not bad. Interesting. Oh, I didn't mean to summon that. Whoops. Okay, that's fine. We'll number summon. What am I playing tonight? I'm trying to find up the card prices right now of Giant Hand here.
Oh, if you're talking about some of the tournament card prices of this one, retail today, the higher rarity tournament price version of this card, median price is about 1,800 USD. Blind MST.
Blind MST. You hit the core. Perfect.
Okay.
This is. I am not as familiar with this deck because I haven't worked with the artifact cards much. So this is the interesting part.
Shit. Sanctum's a really good one. Well, me being a fan of Hat, I am very familiar with Sanctum Summon Out Morale Tech.
And there we are. And we're gonna get rid of this giant hand if possible. Looks like the cheapest giant hand tournament right now is $780 on TCG Player, and I'll see if I can find a historical price.
Trying to find historical prices is so hard these days.
It really is. It's something that's not as well documented, which makes sense because that's a lot of data that doesn't matter.
Right. All right. All right, we'll go Giant Hand into Dragon.
Yep. My mistake of summoning Dragon that way.
Set a back row, and I will pass it back to you.
All right. Thank you.
Why are prize cards ass now? Because back in the day, prize cards literally made or break decks.
Mm-hmm. I really want them to release just alt arts that are specific to.
Honestly, I think that would probably be a good, like, I think that would be a good middle road.
Mm-hmm. Like, I just, people in the World Championships here were showing off their World's Hall, and it was just, like, some playmats. And it's like, okay, cool, but, like, that doesn't inspire me with joy as much as, like, a really crazy card. And
I agree.
Guess what we got another one of?
You are shitting me. Oh my god. Not again. Luckily, I have a second chalice.
Oh, yeah, nice. The chalice plays.
All right.
Yeah, the vanilla prize cards feel lame. I get where they feel lame, but I actually kind of like collecting really weird vanilla monsters because there's so many fun ones that like we just don't really think of. And there's something where if I had the thousands of dollars to spend on cards that like I wasn't like, they would be like a second or third tier pick for me.
Mm-hmm. All right, we'll bin Deneb with a Knuckle Eye.
Suddenly, a board with a lot of level 4 toolboxes appeared.
Mm-hmm.
I am scared.
Deciding on which one is the best one for this moment.
Toolboxes, which I do appreciate about like the Stellar Knight deck, is I love toolboxes in the extra deck. That's one of my favorite things to be doing with the extra deck.
That's incredibly rough. Yeah, I get it, Timer. I get it. Yeah, why not? All right, roll over, lay all three of them. We'll go into Delteros.
That feels like the right decision.
Yeah. Attach you. We'll pop the face down.
We'll activate Beast. I was hoping to get the flip for the draw to discard, but...
Alright, so going into battle. Delteros is the only one that can attack. Shoot. That's rough. That's okay.
Mm-hmm. Defense positioning and mortal attack was definitely not the right play, but...
By the way, for those that don't know, Delteros is a house of a card. Basically, it makes it so your opponent can't activate any effects when monsters are summoned when... It's basically branded loss, kind of? Yeah. Burst Rebirth, huh?
A very strange one, but we're gonna go for it. Oh, but summon face down. Oh no. I don't know some of these cards yet, because I didn't study the format enough.
Well, my draw was insane.
Oh, no Altair, yeah. Right.
It's the
Altair,
third Altair in the deck, by the way.
I haven't drawn a fusion card to get me anywhere, and I guess I could have, instead of popping in Back Row Dragon, set up getting a fusion, but that has been my downfall here. And I think next turn I am not going to get through that. Yep.
Okay.
I did have a Telstar Knight card that I wanted to show off on stream, but it's later support than this era. But I have a very, very nice Italian ulti of a Stellar Knight card. And
Nice.
Very, very... I was like, why are you a year later?
All right, we're going to go into Karen Gorgon.
Okay.
What was it that you brought back? Was it Dragon?
It was a Mortal Attack.
It was Mortal Attack. Okay, I see where things went wrong. Ooh, breakthrough skill. That's really good.
Yeah. Well, I guess, yeah.
All right, we'll let that through for now.
Just holding in here, but I don't think we're gonna get there.
All right.
Winda is a problem card, yes.
Yeah, but that's the kind of the thing that a lot of like rank 4 builds usually had a problem with, that if your opponent had the ability to stick anything in terms of a big body, it was always just hard to get over. Also, speaking of which, son of a bitch, Shadow Fusion off the top, I'm assuming?
Yep, rip the Shadow Fusion.
Oh my god.
And we will send a Hedgehog. And we are going to use our last Mortal Attack in for a Construct.
Sounds about right.
We will protect Construct.
Okay, allows you to get a Stone Monster. So, out of curiosity, do you like the original art of Construct more, or the alt art?
I do think the alt art looks a little better, but I don't like it as much just because it's not as classic.
So you prefer the symmetry of the original art?
I do.
I can understand it. It's like the looking down pose is just imposing.
It feels like the Puppet Master, which is, you know, what it was, so...
Yeah. For the groundwork that Shadow did for many fusions to come. I always made the comparison that, in my opinion, I always viewed I had always personally viewed Shadow Fusion to be basically the next evolution for what Future Fusion was meant to be.
Yeah, that definitely feels like the case here.
Yeah, a Knuckle Eyes effect. Then...
And so we see here that Stellar Knight's able to keep up a board presence, but it doesn't put up anything like ultra threatening. There's no like big boss.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you took out the big boss in Deltaros, so... And setting a monster. Setting it face down.
So, chat, who all played in this era of Duelist Alliance, or at least like was interacting in the community at the time? I want to hear what you were playing Oh, this is a card.
101's a real stinker. I will be taking your construct, madam.
I will be breakthrough.
And I will negate that with Karen Gorgon.
Very nice.
Wait, what? Why can't I target it? Why can't I target it?
Oh, okay, yeah, there it goes too. All right. Okay.
Oh, it basically transfers the target to. Okay, I just misread the effect. That's all. All right. All right, go Karen Gorgon. Ooh. That's a really good one to have set. Setting Beast?
Squamata.
Okay. That's really rough for me.
What have you attacked with? The Big Fungus and the Teller.
Yeah, I have not attacked with Giant Hand yet.
Okay. We're having to be preserving life total mode because
Yeah.
Yeah.
Completely understandable.
Is Sonar a quick effect? No. And we just keep seeing them now.
Yeah, I feel like I've kind of lost control now. Compared to stuff like Burning Abyss and Shadow, Satellar Knight late game gets really rough. Especially since now you're top decking the fusions.
Oh, I accidentally misclicked the thing. My bad.
Oh no.
Oh no. We're bad at this. I am not used to Omega anymore. It's been a little bit.
Don't worry, I'll invite you for more Time Wizard.
Yeah, I love doing this.
We'll make Wisty awesome at Omega again. All right.
You switch the
catch. Yep. Oh, but then that still activates the construct. That's right. Shit. I should have went Castel. I should have went Castel instead. Yeah, I think I.
Yeah, over Silent Art. Yeah, we've both made some pretty big misplays here.
Yeah, I think I'm. I think I'm boned.
I feel like I've been able to push through the second construct to get somewhere here.
Yeah. And now this is where you establish a window on field and basically lock me out of the game.
Yep. Because you always end up getting constructs when you need them. Yeah, we will send construct for it.
I love that Winda is the one that has the animation and not Construct. Well, Construct does have an animation. What am I saying? Also, why did I put Karen Gorgon in defense mode now? Winda. Well, you could have just ran over it with Construct and still done all that.
Yeah, and then we've gone into it. I just get to go into it a little sooner now.
This is rough. I can only special summon once, eh?
So now the really scary thing about this format is when you place a back row like this after summoning a window.
Yeah. Hmm. Duality.
Okay. Ooh, there's a soul charge in there. You do still have a significant life bumper.
That I do. That's why I am not scared to get it.
but when your soul charge is your one go.
Well, they don't go to the graveyard at the end of the turn, right?
Yeah, that's the best part about it.
Okay, thank God. As long as I know that it's not that, then I'll be fine.
We just take it nice and slow here. We're sitting on a window. We're pretty happy with that.
Double back room. Duality again.
Duality is good.
Rhoda.
Rhoda is good.
Would you believe that I only have one target left in deck for this?
Wow.
Literally.
We're definitely, though, draining resources with this style deck, so.
I've literally gone through all the monsters in my deck now.
Alright. Bit of a weird card. I don't really like it.
Oh, Sinister Shadow Games. That's gonna allow you to gain advantage. I can't do that. Wiretap.
Oh, you had to wiretap that. Well, I was gonna pop your wiretap.
Yeah. Classic 2014 counter trap right there.
Very, very useful.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think you can activate any more copies of Sinister Shadow Games while that's affected by wiretap, so...
No, I shouldn't be able to.
More back row. Stop, please. I beg you. No.
Back row was a big part of this era.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me, game. How dare you? No!
And that should lock things
down. That seals the game. I got no more monsters in deck, and I top deck Rhoda for turn. You got it.
Perfect. Should we best of 3 with each kind of pair, or you want to switch it up? Or...
Oh yeah, best of 3.
Let's change the round timer though, just so that we can talk about things.
Okay. I'll make sure to switch the round timer once we're done.
We're doing side deck. Sorry. I accidentally left that.
No, okay. We'll switch it out. We'll change the game 1 and then all that. I think I have to change the round timer in the room.
It should be under the properties, custom properties. If you click on where the text of custom properties underneath where it says extra rules, right hand side.
Oh yeah. Start timer. We'll do
999 is what your max is.
Yeah, fair.
Just in case we stop and talk about things.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, there we go.
Okay, just send me.
Yes, ma'am.
Beautiful.
Oh man.
Join. All right. Artifact dolls. Let's ready up. And then I guess just concede to me.
Yeah, and then Wisty.
Oh
Wisty.
No.
Oh my god, this hand would have been insane going first. It was double duality, soul charge, reinforcement of the army, and then the counter Satellar Knight trap.
Fusion Falco, Sanctum, Trap Stun, Beast. Not too bad at all. That is a window. and an artifact sanctum
Yeah.
and a trap stun on the back row. Like, that's not too bad.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know my side decking for this. Let's see what we got here.
Oh, I realized I did have one other monster in the deck, but it wouldn't have worked in this situation.
One thing that was in the card pool, at least I believe it was in the card pool, that wasn't played that I was kind of shook by was Xe Encore. I believe that was in this format.
That was much more of a side deck option prior to Duelist Alliance, I would say. I think it's because the introduction of Shadow specifically kind of introduced more non-Xyz decks into the meta that a lot of people were not really considering Xyz Encore as much. Because in the formats leading up to this, Xyz summoning was like be-all and end-all. Every single extra deck had Xyz monsters in some way, shape, or form.
Mm-hmm. Interesting choices. Okay, you have initiative.
Okay. Not exactly the best way that I want to begin.
But oh, okay. his Restral format? Yeah, Rio does like the Restral ones. Or this is the old school, not the Restral ones, I believe, for yours.
Alright. We are going to send to the graveyard Deneb. Yeah, I had the Restral ones on the close-up, but I have the anime styles on main screen. Yeah, sorry, chat, I'm a little bit weird like that.
Fancy.
It makes me feel a little bit insane. I just never really bothered to, like, change them back. I'm sorry. I feel like I have to change it back for Vi's sanity now.
Yeah, I think you have to be in the main menu for that. So, this card, rather good for this era.
Oh my god, Mathematician, my boy. I love this card. Yeah, that's fine. You can let that go. And this basically just activates any, Oh,
well,
man.
It's activating a dragon. Yes, putting out some background here is...
And you targeted Shadow Imprisoning Mirror.
Oh, that is so... Oh... Wow, Shadow Imprisoning Mirror goes pretty hard here.
Against both Shadow and Burning Abyss.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Okay. Alright, sending them both. Alright, sending them...
Is this on the field or graveyard? Yeah. Oh my god, Shadow Imprisoning Mirror is so good. Please draw my MSTs.
Oh, it has to destroy in order to draw shit.
Yes.
I should have negated the fusion. I wasn't. I was thinking you were going to construct.
Yeah, no lights, unfortunately.
Okay, well, luckily, I'm not summon locked off of window, which is really good for me.
Oh no, that's not good. Okay, we're gonna have to wait on that. This is gonna need some plays.
Alright, we're gonna activate Reinforcement.
Yeah, very strong.
We're gonna get Vega. Normal summon Vega. Vega's effect.
Yep.
Special summon Altair.
Yep.
What? I just realized that Windows effect still goes through.
Yeah, because it's lingering.
I forgot about that. Ah, crap. Okay, I'm screwed.
Yeah.
I misjudged the situation poorly. I should have just... I deserve this loss. I misplayed this horribly. Why didn't I negate the fusion? Ryu, you fool!
Do I do the Gamba? I do the Gamba. I never do the Gamba.
Gamba.
There we go. Gamba was successful.
Let's go.
And
I can't wait till we eventually get to a format for Allure of Darkness being limited to 1.
That would be really fun. So if I...
This was very close to nearly being Teledad format, by the way.
Very close. Actually, Dad is still really, really strong in this era.
In the right deck, yeah.
Yeah, I think we just clear the board here.
I'm so angry with myself. I played this so badly.
Unfortunate. Well. Main phase 2. When we're both though new at just like new era, like we didn't I would have liked to get in a bit more testing beforehand. But you know, you do what you can.
Oh no. Sanctum into Morale Tack. Morale Tack popped. Yeah.
Yeah, we finally got rid of this thing.
Yeah. My hand's double soul charge. You got it.
Oh, brutal. Okay. So that is Shadol being the particularly aggressive, like strongest deck of this era. I think, well, historically, and I want to say even in modern times, even though Burning Abyss does get up there, and Telestar Knight, it's definitely Telestar Knight has a better matchup against Burning Abyss, I feel, than it does against Shadol.
Yeah. I mean, any kind of deck that really does rely heavily on the extra deck, like how rank 4 toolbox decks usually is, Shadows can easily eat that up for dinner with Fusion. I mean, I do have stuff in here that can go against it. It's just I completely misjudged the situation on Shadow Imprisoning Mirror. I should have alphaed away the Shadow Fusion. I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah, that really changed how things worked there.
All right. Well, might as well show the next one.
Yeah, let's switch up some things. Now we're getting into... I can either play a deck that I wish I knew how to play, but I'm interested in learning how to play. So I was going to play it here, but... and then I have a more modern version of Shadol's.
I'm playing something that, again, I've never played before, so trying it for the first time.
Never played before thing.
Yeah.
And this is a deck that I should because of its nature. Send me a room code whenever.
It should be the same room code.
Oh, okay.
Did you leave the room again?
Yes. My brain is a little bit not perfect right now.
You're okay, Wisty. Don't worry.
Yeah,
I love you. I love you regardless.
Thank you.
Hey, Ellen, how you doing? Thank you for joining. Welcome to the Coffee Ninja Coffee House. I hope you enjoy your stay.
Welcome. Why is this not legal?
We're in an unlimited room. Should be.
What is wrong with this? Anything that says TCG? It might not be the right Crimson Blader.
Oh.
No? Oh, I know it's up. I'm an idiot.
What happened?
I just had an extra card in my extra deck.
Oh, okay. It happens. What the fuck? When Ryu said, "Welcome to the cyber repair plant," Vi, my head was not in the right mindset that day. Alright, I guess I'll be going first.
Okay.
Hmm. You still need to go back and clip that. By all means, do it. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and normal summon the tour guide. And we're being raided by Nell!
No! Look at all these dimension chasers coming in here.
Well, what up, Dimension Chasers crew? How you doing? Welcome to the Coffee Ninja Coffee House. My name is Ryu, your resident Coffee Ninja by day, actor, gamer, streamer by night. I am being joined by the wonderful Professor Wisteria, and we are playing some Duelist Alliance format, and I have summoned the bisexual man himself, Dante. Look at him.
Dante is pretty up there on like the husbandos for Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh hell yeah! All right, so we're gonna mill 3. That's rough. 2 graphs.
Yeah, you didn't want to see 2 graphs go like that.
All right. Well.
Oh, this is our Dark Signer alt team. When we play retro formats, we break out the Mirror Force Breakers. We have one more member in the chat here, which is Violet as well.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we get to special summon 1 from the deck. Let's grab Seer. We're gonna special summon Skarm, and we just go into another Dante at this point, right? Like we just
so. That's
yeah,
right
yeah,
one.
yeah. We just like mill with Dante and just like establish board presence, because for some reason Dante is not a once per turn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do you have links disabled in your chat? I don't remember if I'm modded or not.
I do believe I have links disabled, for the most part.
Okay. Here, while we're talking about our Dark Signer arc, we have playmat actually up in the VTuber store, which is the item shop.
Oh yeah.
If you're interested in getting our ugly faces and our emo phase, on a playmat, here it is.
All right, we're gonna set 3, and we're gonna pass. I am kind.
You'll have the link.
Oh, okay, sweet.
Thank you.
By the way, check out the card. Check out the card that's at the top of my graveyard.
Oh, the rank up, yeah, because this gets you into Pleiades, right?
It gets you into a lot of stuff, depending on how the extra deck is set up. Yes. Skoldsark. What are we banishing this time? I'm sorry, what? You brought Dragon Rulers tonight?
I don't know how to play Dragon Rulers, and I was like,
"Oh, Wisty, my queen! Oh, Wisty, you." At first you had my curiosity. Now you have my attention.
Well,
okay.
I'm glad.
Okay, so add an Earth Dragon. Which one did we add?
Mythic Tree Dragon.
Oh, you're doing Mythic Rulers. That's so cool.
This looked like a fun list. I'm not super familiar with it yet, but I am hopeful that this goes really well.
This is actually also, minus some of the stuff introduced in Duelist Alliance, a list that was very prevalent in 2014 as like one of like the 3 last remaining viable Dragon Ruler strategies. The other 2 being Hieratic Rulers, which utilized Hieratic Dragon King of a Tomb, as well. And the other one being Lightsworn Rulers, which utilized the likes of Eclipse Wyvern and Lightray Diablosis.
And
okay, Flamvel Guards send Blue Eyes. Okay.
I feel like I need to. This board is a little painful, I must say. little worried. So maybe we can get a card trooper going down here.
Gamba, gamba, gamba.
Let's go gambling.
Okay.
Oh, damn it.
Oh, debris burial soul charge. Ouch.
Not a great gamba.
Not the best, no.
And we'll sling in the graph, but
We're gonna compulse Scarm to the hand.
okay, perfect. That's good play. Do not continue to attack, please.
It is an interesting deck that I think it allows the Dragon Rulers to gain access to the rank 8 pool, which I find very interesting. Okay, so we're going to skip our draw phase in order to get rank up magic to the hand.
Okay. I am going to Drag Incarnation to bring a Redox to my hand.
Okay. Alright, we're going to activate Dante. We're going to mill 3. Alright, it was another Astral Force. Okay, I've lost 2 maxi so far. Alright, let's rank up.
There you are. Dante, evolve.
Constellar Pleiades.
Such a fun card.
This card's so cool, I love it. This spins it to the hand. Alright. We'll activate Dante again. Alright, we'll switch Dante to attack.
Going in for swings, keeping material on Pleiades. It's the right decision. Card Trooper, you didn't really do me any good. I'm sorry.
I mean, yeah, unfortunately.
It happens.
Yeah. Alright, gonna go to the end phase. Dante switches himself to defense position. We're going to activate the effect of Scarm in the graveyard in order to add Tour Guide to the hand. And that is going to be it for the turn.
To Dante early like that seems very strong. Ooh, Vanities. Okay.
If there is any deck that can break Vanities, I do believe it is Dragon Rulers, though.
That does stop my run, though, that I was going to do.
As soon as I saw you add Redox back to hand, I'm like, I have to stop it. There's a reason why in a lot of deck lists from this time period, you see a lot of 1-for-1 spell trap removal like Mystical Space Typhoon and even Dust Tornado make appearances.
Definitely. I think it's almost main board deckable for a lot of choices.
Tetherwolf.
Yeah, it won't get me anywhere, but we are. Unfortunately, that Emptiness came down at a really good time.
Oh, man. I love the Mecha Phantom Beast. I'm so upset that outside of like a specific number of cards, they never took off as their own deck.
Oh, right, I don't get the token because it's a special summon. Oh my god.
No.
I cooked myself. I was like, wait, I'm supposed to get the token so I can do the thing. And then I was like, wait, Vanity's Emptiness is a very, very busted card.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so unfortunately, like, I'm in a little bit of a weird position right now because I can't summon any of the other Burning Abyss monsters while I have Pleiades on field. So
they hate other people, hate other things. They're just like, I only want demons.
yeah, like outside of their adopted brother Dante.
Yeah, well, of course, though he's the pilgrim.
He's John Wayne, as it were. Just, you know, more flamboyant.
Does that help me? That, I guess, is my best option right now. We're summoning up Dad's car.
Card D. And sending trade into the grave. That's rough.
Yeah.
All right. I'll make it quick.
Yep, it's fantastic work there. Double Dante first turn, I think, is just pretty hard to overcome.
And the deck is able to, like, bring it out with amazing consistency.
Let's throw these in there.
Oh, excuse me.
And yeah.
But yeah, chat, that is the power of what only 4 monsters being, like, the core of a deck can actually do, which is... It seems kind of unfair, in all honesty.
It's surprising. Yeah, it's pretty shocking.
And this is before they get the likes of Virgil or Farfa or Calcab or any of them.
We're gonna go first.
Understandable.
What a weird hand.
Ditto here.
My favorite start.
This was the time period where people were main decking like 3 copies of Upstart Goblin. The build it wasn't Billy Break. It was some other duelist that I can't remember off the top of my head. Maybe it was Billy. I don't know entirely.
Billy Mays here.
Billy Mays here for Dragon Rulers.
But yeah, this is definitely a deck to explore because I was like, hey, this is still like, even though it's been eclipsed by the new 3 tier 1 decks, it was like this is still a legitimate target, legitimate threat in the meta. Same with Sylvan, I noticed looked really cool.
Sylvan was one of the top decks in hat format. I can go into a little bit more detail with it, like if we ever do hat, but at the time, like, pro duelists were experimenting with Sylvan, and they kept it completely under wraps until it was time for the world format. And
yeah,
because they didn't want any people online net decking it, which is hilarious.
I know we're in retro mode right now, but that was quite a bit of controversy about Master Duel meta publishing Worlds lists while Worlds was still going on.
Oh yeah, the Decayed situation. I was hanging out in Cupid's chat last night for his weekly tournament thing. By the way, I got second place with my Dolce.
Hell yes.
And we were discussing it, and we're just like, oh crap, really? That's rough. All right, let's get Skarm. All right, I got no other way to extend into another Dante, so you're at least safe from that.
That's good, but yeah, this was a bit of a rough situation here. And then, of course, you having MST right away for skill drain really put a
That's
damper on Miss.
that is the only reason why I'm still alive right now.
Mm-hmm.
And you got your revenge.
Perfect. That helps. We need a draw though to get here. Well, we get a draw into a draw.
That's true. Triple
Hello,
upstart.
third upstart.
Let's go!
This isn't good.
Oh man, no, not like this.
No. No.
Ooh.
And we're putting that Dante back right now. I kind of.
I
Could
can't.
be this.
It's rough.
I don't know though. There's such a good chance of you just back to the same board position, but it.
It's tough to say, in all honesty. I think I have a line of lethal. All right, we're gonna normal summon Mathematician.
This guy keeps showing up.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna send Effect Veiler. You know him. You love him.
Oh wow, he's here. This is so cool to see a return of BLS.
It's amazing to see that he actually saw a stint of playability in this format just because early BA decks are just like, but what if we milled lights and we make it chaos style?
Wow. That was a really... I had 5 spells, though, for my starting hand.
Oh, no, that's
2
rough.
upstarts. It just did not... If you notice, I just couldn't get dragons.
That's incredibly rough. Yeah, so the Burning Abyss deck list that I have is a combination. I took some inspiration from 2 different decks, one of which was at YCS Toronto, and another deck that was top contender at the ARGCS in the same month, if you remember that tournament series.
Oh yeah, because that's when we had strong fan format tournament, like fan tournaments, which I would love to see that a return. Was that the fan formats tournaments?
It was a lead up to that. The fan format tournaments, because of that happened in 2015 during Necros format when the ban list to neuter Necros just was not sufficient enough. So ARG Alter Reality Games, for their championship series tournaments, which they were doing from 2013 to 2014 and into 2015, took it upon themselves and made their own adjusted ban list for their events. It's a
really cool thing, and I wish we'd see it rise up, like with players and judges, to do something like that again. But there is heavy restrictions within the Konami rules about doing so.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, and funny thing is, I think around the same time, TCG Player was running events like that too, and both of them were giving out cash prizing, which is weird to think about nowadays. Is ARG not a thing anymore?
Big no-no.
I don't know. Is ARG a thing anymore?
If it is still going, I've not heard of it in ages.
Okay, let me see. Alter Reality Gaming. They are still a vendor, to my knowledge, so...
Yeah, it's just whether or not, like, doing custom tournament series. While Magic the Gathering has been pushing really heavily on that, Yu-Gi-Oh! Does like to run its own events and have it all ran through itself, like its own process.
Yeah.
So with the fan formats, like for example, one of my friends got, was it second at a large Edison tournament recently in Seattle.
Okay.
That was really, really cool. Because it's just fun, because that's what we do when we're bored, is we just get together and just play Goat all the day, and then it was like, oh, we're good at Goat, I guess. Oh, you made a little house.
I made a house. All right, so we're playing with our third decks. So
Yes.
this deck,
So this is a more modern build of Shadal's.
okay, and this deck is something I have a little bit more familiarity with. Raiden! I love Raiden.
Poly and Super Poly.
Oh, those are two really rough mills.
That was not a good mill. 1700 over a face down in this era. It's a little risk, but that's one thing I've always appreciated about Light Swarms. They've always had reasonable bodies.
Mm-hmm. You ready for this one?
Get me first.
Battery Man Microcell!
Oh, yes, we're doing it. Is the boy.
Get 9 volt! 9 volt effect. Add Charger! And we get to draw a card. Oh, I'm so happy. Battery Man has always been a favorite archetype of mine, and they probably had some of their best showing around this time as like an actual deck. We're just gonna blind MST. We ball. Fuck it.
Oh, you hit the emptiness.
Oh, let's go.
What I love specifically is what running the Light Sworn with the Vanity's Emptiness is just gives you such a good way to turn off the Floodgate.
It actually really does. Oh, that's a second Super Poly.
Oh, another Super Poly. And Lyrla is not a best one. Ooh, no.
That's really rough. All right.
These mills are not going my way.
All right. You get to see a fun little card. Activate Thunder Seahorse.
Thunder Seahorse. Cute.
Add 2 copies of Battery Man 9 volts in the hand.
Happening, everyone.
9 volt. 9 volt effect. Add to hand Fuel Cell. Oh, can I not?
Uh-oh.
Oh, Thunder Seahorse. I can't special summon the turn that I activate the effect. Okay. I forgot.
No.
I forgot about that aspect. It's okay. We'll figure it out.
Raiden. No, now Metal Gear Rex will be free.
Don't worry, Raiden. Soon there will be a new Hand of the Light Sworn named Liu Kang. Alright, unfortunately, the 9 volts have to die.
Oh, that's a relief, actually.
You know 9 volts never been reprinted? And I think it's a short print in Duelist Alliance, too, which makes it even funnier.
You know, I don't know. This is an interesting one. I kind of...
Okay, first soul charge of the day.
Sure.
Alright,
How is this card?
well,
How is this card lead?
Okay. Alright, well, since you're getting Lila, might as well do this now.
Yeah, Call the Haunted on the Battery Man.
9 volt effect. Let's get to hand Industrial Strength.
Let's still Lyra just to top this call.
No.
We will write an effect. We get a beast draw.
Okay, there we go. And
Oh, that's a strange draw right now, which is kind of a little annoying. And we will super poly.
Ooh.
We will discard a Squamata.
Oh, that's good.
We will go.
That's so good. That's so good, actually. There she is.
She's here.
All right, so construct.
This is the hard one right now. So I have already Squamata'd. I've already beasted. We'll send the Falco anyways.
All right, and we're setting the Hedgehog?
Falco.
Okay, setting Falco.
And now we get things going even further.
Oh!
I know.
That's real good. That's real good.
And we cannot conduct our battle phase, I believe, this turn because of Soul Charge.
You are correct.
And there is nothing to pop right now with Blackluster Soldier, so we will pass.
All right, and Lila Mill 3.
Dragon and a plant puppet. Okay.
That is the best draw I could have asked for.
Oh, a Stormfront. Oh no, that hurts so much.
Well, the thing is, I don't think I can really send any of the Shaddolls to the graveyard. That would not be the best idea. So I think the right thing to do is to tribute over Blackluster. We'll get Charger. Charger's effect. Special summon 9-volt. 9-volt effect. We're popping off, chat. Get Fuel Cell a hand. Special summon Fuel Cell. Special summon Fuel Cell. Fuel Cell effect. Tribute 9-volt. Spin Construct. Fuel Cell effect. Send Charger. Spin you.
This is not the best position.
We're going to banish a 9-volt and a Microcell in the graveyard for Industrial Strength. And we're going to go into battle.
Ooh. Yeah, get rid of Lyra. And we're taking 4,700, which is lethal.
Behold, chat room, the power of Duracell!
That was so fun. Let's go, Side Decking.
I really think this deck was unexplored during its time.
Oh, it definitely was.
Like, so the list that I picked up was a list from October. So, I had to make a few changes to make it fit the ban list and card pool that we are in. But it was mainly a deck that existed at the regional level, not at like the high level, which I find really, really upsetting because this deck is so cool. I love Battery Man with all of my soul.
He's a fun guys. Battery Man. Like, what a silly deck.
I love it.
Well, first. Interesting. Well, we've been getting Raiden a lot. Let's see how he treats us. Not very well.
Oh no.
Oh my.
I'm sorry, Thunder Dragon? Why is Thunder
Fusion
Dragon?
and Super Poly. Oh no.
And Charge of the Light Brigade. That's so rough.
That was 4 mills that I did not want a single one of those cards milled.
Stormforth.
Thunder Dragon, I want milk, but
All right.
ooh, yeah.
Charger. Charger for 9 volt. 9 volt, get fuel cell. Special summon fuel cell. Special summon fuel cell? Is this really it?
And this is lethal. That's lethal.
No! I'm
You
sorry.
get the OTK, battery man OTK. I love it. Let's go. That's so fun. We saw it happen. It worked.
Yeah,
Are you running the artifact or?
This is pure Batteryman. I'm not running the artifact variant of this. Primary reason in my mind is that I think the artifacts slow down Batteryman, because with this kind of deck, you need to be all gas all the time.
Agreed.
And it's something.
And that's like the problem which I had with the Shaddoll decks of artifact is like it works, but it does occasionally break things up.
Well, before we do some more duels, do we want to take a look at the deck lists a little bit?
Yeah. Let me send over some models of what I have here.
And then I'll share my screen with you to show you as well as chat. And we can talk about the decks a little bit. All right. All right, here we go.
These are just word codes.
All right, we'll take a look at those when we'll take a look at those afterwards, so I can have the time to get in the codes.
Yep. There we go. All right. Oh no, my video feed is going places.
Mm-hmm. So, as I mentioned,
Okay, there we are.
Oh, got it. Just let me know when you got the screen up. All right. So as I mentioned earlier, this is the deck that got second place at YCS Toronto. So as you can see, it does follow like modern deck building theory. Playing 3 copies of all the cards that we want to see in order to get into all of the extension. We're playing the maximum copies of all the cards that we need to play. Satellar Knight was kind of like the first deck to be like wholly solved for the most part. Just because rank 4 toolbox decks were already easy to comprehend at the time, so this was kind of like the natural kind of progression. So 3 the only one I question is like 3 a Knuckle Eye, just because I would much rather have 3 copies of Vega. But I decided to stay true to the deck. So 3 a Knuckle Eye, 3 Altair, 3 Deneb, 2 Vega, and then an Honest for Hand Trap. And then always to get
actually interesting. We have a deck failure in this format, yet I don't really see it used.
I've mainly seen Effect Veiler in side decks. It's been in side decks more often than not, which is insane. Well, I was playing it main deck in the Burning Abyss deck. But yeah, and even then, like sometimes even Maxi was relegated to side decks at the time.
Yeah, well, I don't think Maxi does fantastic in this. Like it is a card, but it's nowhere near as powerful because this is the start of modern era rather than being, you know, later in the modern era or whatever we're playing now.
There were times throughout early 2010s where Maxi was like powerful, but then there were some formats where it wasn't powerful, and then there was even some decks that existed where Maxi just actively hurt the playstyle of the deck. Infernity. kicking younger Ryu's self in the behind because for some reason I was like, no wait, but what if I use Maxine Infernity if my opponent goes first? Stupid.
No. I love Necromancer. That's such a fun card.
And the extra deck, again, every single rank 4 that you want to see. Delteros, Karen Gorgon, Constellar Omega, Gandiva was a really funny one that I saw. Honor Arc was everywhere. Same with Double Castel. I'm still kicking myself that I didn't go into it. Diamond Direwolf, number 106, Giant Hand, which this person did win at a YCS previously, so that's the reason why it was in a second place. Yeah, this card is absolutely insane. Starliege Paladynamo, which this deck can access very easily. Exciton Knight is such a scourge in rank 4 decks around this time period. It's literally the Black Rose Dragon of the Xyz era.
Yeah, Proto Zeus and yeah, Black Rose Dragon of Xyz.
And then
I should be proper Canadian. And then whenever I want to buy people, I call them XZs.
That's good. And then Emerald, Abyss Dweller, and we didn't see Cowboy for game. I'm so upset.
Yeah, that's a classic there. I miss Cowboy for games and limited series so much.
Amen. And then the side deck is filled with a bunch of different fun stuff. I loved seeing Needle Sealing, Shadow Imprisoning Mirror, absolutely great. I also sided in Soul Drain against you. And then for Xyz decks, we're running 3 copies of Stygian Dirge.
Oh, what a fun card. That is a very useful way to disrupt a lot of things.
Literally, if you identify that your opponent is on some sort of rank 4 or rank 3 pile, this deck literally just kills them in the water. It's so funny.
This throws off a lot of things really badly. It also, even though we don't really see it prominent in the meta, it does really throw off the worm archetype there too. Axia.
Yeah.
And things like that.
Synchros have a rough time with it, but Synchros have enough rebound capability in order to get the levels necessary. This kills Xyz pools so badly. And here is the Burning Abyss list. You had mentioned it earlier on. Astral Force was being utilized in early Burning Abyss builds just because of Dante going up into Pleiades. You were correct on that. For those not aware, target one Xyz monster we control with the highest rank, your choice if tied, and then special summon an Xyz monster from our extra deck that is 2 ranks higher with the same type and attribute as the monster that you chose, and then attach that Xyz monster as well as its materials to the new monster that was summoned. And then it has the Iron Core of Kawaki effect, where instead of conducting your normal draw phase, you can just add it from graveyard to hand. Which is absolutely funny. And then in the extra deck, we have some funny stuff. We're running a copy of... wait, where's Grenosaurus? We're running a copy of Grenosaurus in here in case we want to rank up into Volcasaurus in order to clear monsters on the field and then go into Gaia Dragon.
Oh, good. Oh, so good.
We're running Ghost Trick Alucard, and with the Astral Force, we can rank up into Crimson Knight Vampire Beam. Ram. And then we have Levier for revivability. I forgot that Downward Magician was a card around this time, which is so funny.
It is, and I saw it in some lists, but they're mostly more modern ones. I think this card, people just didn't know what it was at the time.
Yeah. I mean, nowadays we view it as the way to go into Zeus, but Zeus wasn't around at the time, so...
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy.
Extra material on a lot of these, Xyz here can just really be powerful, and people didn't clue in.
Mm-hmm. I will say, in early 2014, there is a deck known as Trick or Treat that is a Ghost Trick and Madolche fusion before the release of Angeli. I want to build and try that deck so badly. It looks like so much fun. Oh man. And then yeah, the Upstart Goblin at 3. This is a bit more of like modern deck building mindset that I went into with this. So 3 of everything that we wanted to see. Only 2 Effect Veiler in the main just because I like filled up on the main 40. But yeah, this is what we went with. Also, Compulse is at 1 at this time, and I find that so funny.
Really strong though against everything that floats. Having a way to not have it enter the graveyard gives you so much extra. It stops a lot of engines that were common at this time.
It is
around.
Yeah, it is the primary reason why you see Karma Cut and Phoenix Wing Windblast in so many different decks around this time period too. Like non-destruction removal is just so much at a premium. It's insane. Speaking of which, why exactly did I put Raigeki Break in here? What was I thinking?
That Raigeki Break is kind of out of date at this point. I feel like Phoenix Wing is a lot does more of what you want than Raigeki.
Yeah, you're right. And then Battery Man, my beloved. I love these guys so much.
This is a very, very nice deck list. I really like this.
Thank you. I actually was
Gores though. Oh my.
Gores was at 1 in this time period. The list that I found, the October one, that ban list put Gores to 2, so I had to bring that down to 1, and I threw in the Max Season to the main deck, as well as a copy of Honest in order to fill it out. And this extra deck,
yeah, it goes up spots for the rest of it. Does everything you want.
It's so great. If I didn't OTK you those times, I would have overlaid the 2 fuel cells I had onto the field into Photon Strike Bouncer.
Uh-oh.
This card is insane.
It's so fun. Yeah, we have our Zoid Evangelion Guardian.
It can also hard make Ptolemy N7, which is insane. Then we got
Gauntlet. Yep.
Yeah. And the extra deck, the side deck is absolutely insane. Oh, this one I had in here specifically for Shadow. Ally of Justice Cycle Reader.
That does do the work. It's also a level 3 tuner, which is relevant.
Mm-hmm. This was played in a lot of side decks at the time. All right, now let's take a look at your lists. Which one would you like? Which one would we?
The order I went through. The first one's the one I played first. The second or third one's the one I played second. The one in the middle is the one I played third. That'd probably be the easiest way to.
Okay, so
top, and it should be just a decklist code.
So top, bottom, middle.
Yeah.
Got it.
Just make it confusing for you.
It's okay. It's okay. Import.
I mean, any other way except for making it confusing.
Okay.
This is artifact style.
Okay. All right, here it is.
So this was, I believe this was the Toronto event that you picked up your, you grabbed the VA deck from the same tournament, but this was the winning deck.
I love that we got the first and second place decks. That's so great.
I think it's just a good snapshot of like what we both wanted to pick up a deck that was indicative of the era of deck building. Because like Edison, when we put in more modern deck building sensibilities to these cards and knowing power level of some cards that would later become misuse, we've evolved past what they played at these times. A couple issues that I like citing is, even though it wasn't really as much of a problem now at this era, card availability is rough. And
yeah,
we also, the average player now is light years better than players were 10 years ago. You can see this phenomena in chess ratings, and the average chess player nowadays for ELO is absurd compared to even like 50, 60 years ago. we've gotten good. We've started learning theory on things.
That is actually really cool to think about, actually, now that you mention it. All right, so mathematician, beast, dragon, hedgehog, falco. So beast is the one that we have at 3 and the rest are at 2. Interesting.
Yeah, I wasn't quite agreeable with this one. I think I would probably put Falco down to 1, and I'd rather run a little bit more tech. But Falco's your tuner, which is pretty relevant for it.
Oh, it is. Interesting.
Yes. So that one ends up being the big one is Falco, but I found that I've never been a fan of Falco. Wikipedia comparison of top chess players through history. The top 100 players from what is this? From the year 2000 to 2014. ELO went up 59 points on average.
Huh.
Which is a pretty considerable sum when it comes to chess.
That's so crazy to think about.
Yeah. Think about just look at Edison now with some years of brewing in the format comparatively to what we saw when it first was back in 2010. And
oh yeah,
there's very different choices. It's almost completely different meta.
I think the only decks from like the original decks that made up the top 16 of that Edison tournament that are still relevant in Edison today, I think honestly is just Black Wings. And that one, and I don't think that deck even cleared top 8 originally.
Black Wings is one of those cards where you just run all the archetype and then take your pick of staples. It's a very, very simply built deck. It's good. I love it, but
it's usually the one that I usually recommend like beginners that aren't used to the format to try first.
Lightsworn, I think.
Lightsworn or Blackwing. Those are usually the two that I usually recommend. But yeah,
this is a good deck. I thought it was pretty solid. I would probably want to get upstarts in here, and I would potentially go down like a trap stun, a Falco, and maybe a hedgehog for it.
I love Chain Disappearance in the side deck, by the way.
That's a really fun one, yes. And then not having MSC mains does hurt, but like you have with the Moral Tech artifact, that thing does work at handling back rows along with Dragon support.
Wait a minute, I just realized something. Why is Raigeki in the side deck?
I honestly think that this is a bad choice for a side deck at these events. Raigeki is very, very poor at this point.
It's banned at this point.
No, it wasn't banned. It was I think it was at 1 right now.
July 2014, right? Hold on, let me look this up. Let me look this up. I feel like I'm getting Mandela effect. I feel like I'm losing my mind here. Hold on.
Yeah, it is on the Forbidden, but
that's so weird. Why is it? I'm not gonna question it. Just let it go, Ryu. I'm letting it go. Don't mind me. I'm just like,
which one is this?
Was it supposed to be Darkhold?
Maybe. Was it this deck list? I have to look at the deck list opening them to see their sideboards are. But yeah, nothing else was weird in here. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, any sort of effect that was just destroy monsters is not very strong at this point.
Mm-hmm. So, because you weren't familiar with them, how did you feel about playing the Morale Tech alongside the Shadows?
I actually enjoyed it. it was a good light monster. I do think I like the Thunder Dragons in the newer version of this deck a little bit more. It's a little faster, but these were nice. I was quite impressed with that. And yeah, when I look at the format library for Shaddoll format artifact Shaddoll, popular side cards, even with the banned symbol Regeki, 1 in 35%. So I think it's just a weird issue potentially in the.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That's so weird. That's so funny.
That's a very strange one. I didn't even notice that. I was looking at mains mostly for that.
You're okay. Don't worry.
Cheat count 1 right now.
All right. I believe the Dragon Ruler deck is next. This was so cool to see, Wisty. You made my day with this one. Holy shit.
I really wanted to make this shine. I couldn't quite get it. I wanted to practice this more beforehand just because I feel it is, as someone that like is fairly like, I like dragon decks now. I feel like I wanted to go back and kind of look at dragon, like where dragon decks were, and before Dragon Link, a big one was Dragon Ruler, and they're back in TCG. I should learn them a little bit, see what they're like.
Yeah. So what you're saying is, if I invite people to do to explore the Dragon Ruler formats, immediately invite you. Got it.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. Yeah.
I think you would get a real kick out of it.
So a big thing is with this, I wasn't, as usual, whenever I've tried to run them, I didn't care for the Blue Eyes engine as a method of drawing cards.
Okay.
I felt like being able to Dragon Shrine the Flamevale guards was just nicer than the Blue Eyes, but like I get you run it because it's the best, it's the other best normal summon choice that has support for drawing cards.
Yeah.
It makes sense to do so. Do I like it? No. Did I want to potentially look into a weird way to make Lad for a dragon deck in this format? Yes. There's one Debris Dragon. Like, I could make things work.
I think you would have to do the Lightsworn variant to make that work, but I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I'm pretty sure in one of the Dragon Ruler formats you can do some sort of way to bring out Lad. I mean, there's a Dragon Ruler list that revolves around Stardust Dragon Assault mode, for crying out loud.
Yo, Insanity, good to see you.
Hey, Insanity, how you doing? What a list. Trident Dragon, let's go.
If I was able to get that out in this era and have it be relevant, I would have laughed so much. But I was like, this is never going to happen.
Yeah. Why is DNA surgery in here?
I am not sure. I think the idea is the fact that you can just make things into dragons, and you run a couple of non-dragon cards, and it would allow you to go into some of the synchros that require dragons.
I think it's in here for Electric Virus.
That too.
Interesting.
Yeah, but this looked like fun, and I was like, I have to at least experiment with this and take a look at it, and feel how this played out. And it was fun to play. I was enjoying what I was seeing, but like, I think my sensibilities of this deck might be a little bit more Soul Charge, a little bit more, I like the burial idea, and honestly, I would want to see how well putting in the value engine into something like this would work.
Ooh.
Because I would be curious to see how easy you could make like Blackwing synchros with it.
That is a very interesting idea.
Yeah, and I don't think it would be like ideal, like a best deck or anything, but I had some ideas rolling along my head as I was doing research for this format of what I was liking to see. I looked up, you just can't be Cyber Dragons yet.
Oh man, I'm excited. I'm excited now. All right, Third deck. Third deck.
Yeah, so this would be a more modern build of Shaddolls from like a tournament recent within the last year.
All right, modern Shadow.
And this appealed
Wow.
to me. Look at how much this deck has changed.
Holy, this is so much different. Puppet Plant main?
I've seen it at 3 in some lists.
Why is this at 3? Okay, it's for the Shadow and for the occasional Satellar Knight match.
Yeah, it works. I get it, and it's with the format as it is. It is probably mainable. Like, it's definitely something I would consider. Not really. Like, I'd maybe move in something else for it, but
I love Collapse Serving and
same
Wyvern
with.
Burster.
Oh, it's so good just to help you set up your Chaos Engine.
It's so good.
I feel on playing this deck is I'd probably turn the hard poly into a Chaos Sork.
I could see that. And we had the Vanities. No, we had the Majesty Sheen in the side deck. Majesties and Vanities. Oh, Royal.
Yeah, they can just switch into a weird Monarchs build.
Having Monarch Stormforth like as just a removal spell like is just so good, and the fact that you can generically use it to get into any single tribute monster is incredible. It's absolutely incredible.
Really, really fun card, and yeah, this was what really started pushing Monarchs into being a eventual threat that they were. Even though, Monarch tributing has been a part of the classic era Yu-Gi-Oh! That we'd seen beforehand up and for, since we were tribute summoning for Jinzo and Summon Skull. But seeing things like the Stormforth and the Trap, I believe, is the next support that ends up coming out for it in like a year or so. It made it so that a type was entirely possible.
And then when the structure deck released in 2016, that's really what broke everything open. You had the release of stuff like Pantheism, Domain, Aether, all of that stuff. And the fact that you could do it as like a floodgate where no extra deck was done, you could do it as like an extra deck as a draw engine. Burning Abyss and Cosmo utilized the Monarchs as like different engines. It does put a smile on your face, especially as an old school player.
Oh, totally. So doing research, of course, lots of thank you, a whole bunch of different creators on YouTube and forum posts from 2010.
Thanks, Pojo.
There was a couple. Yeah, thanks, Pojo. You totally got it. There was a couple There was a interesting fact that was brought up to me of some of the budget decks of the era, because we don't really see that here at the top end in tournament play, of course, for records. But two examples that come to mind: the Lightsworn structure deck. The first one had just come out around this time. And due to some limiteds and bannings and the like, synchro piles were pretty affordable at this time, and building a Quasar Dragon is building a Quasar Dragon.
I think by this point the 5D's Legendary Collection had been released in late 2014 by this point too. So I do think that helps contribute to it. And I think in the October ban list they do end up unbanning some synchro support cards like Glow Up Bulb, which do help factor into that.
Oh, totally. But we still see Junk Synchron, Doppel Warrior into Junk Warrior plays. We can still, funnily enough, I believe O-Lion was in the format. A lot of the, a couple interesting token generators were starting to really appear, which would have helped, I think, a good synchro pile to extend further. And Formula Synchron, though, is really key at this point.
Yeah, very much so. Right. You want to do some mix match of a couple more games, or?
Yeah, sure. I want to play around with this Dragon Ruler deck a little bit more. So.
All right. I'll do the Teller Knight deck. just because I do need to practice that a little more, and I think that'll allow you a little more room to mess with the dragon rulers.
Totally. Let's see how this goes. Good luck. Well, I'm complaining about this engine beforehand, and well, there we go. We just get the engine.
I will say, the Blue Eyes engine I do feel like is like left over from like original Dragon Ruler list when they had access to Super Rejuvenation. That's like one of the primary reasons why you utilize the Blue Eyes engine of Whitestone and Blue Eyes with trade-in and Cards of Continents is that you got so much extra draw engine off of that. All right, banished to get Mythic Tree. That's really good. Oh, DDR off the top. That's so good.
Yeah.
Let's go. She's popping off.
We're trying here. We're going to see what we can make happen.
Okay, discarding Blaster.
And then this one. And we will send these two. And we will get a Blaster.
All right, we're banishing Mythic Tree Dragon. Okay.
And we have... this does some really interesting work there. But is it worth... I don't think I extend that. No, we extend. We go further.
This is to go even further beyond.
Sorry, I'm just considering here for a moment.
No, you're okay. You're okay.
Yeah.
We're learning new things. By all means, please talk out your plays. It's fine.
I love it.
You were absolutely patient with me when you were teaching me Dragon Link, so by all means, please take as much time as you have to.
Thank you. Teaching a D-Link was a really fun time, and I really enjoyed that. I would definitely go and do that again, and especially because the deck is getting potentially, it's getting a lot better here soon. There's a couple. There was an unbanning of the not Red Rose Dragon, but the one of the baby Rose Dragons that can do some very funny things.
Oh yeah.
And they gave us a Blue Eyes Dragon Link 1 with a relevant Link Arrow.
Oh yeah.
In the next set. That is absolutely bonkers every time, or in the next few sets. It makes it, and Ib is at 2 now, which makes it so that the World Chalice Guards Dragon that shifts the card over is easier to access.
Interesting. We didn't
really hoping for the skill drain.
And we didn't overlay into Draco Sack. Interesting. Well, considering it was skill drain, I can understand why you wouldn't.
That's what I was thinking as I was sitting on the skill drain for it, and I was like, okay, we'll be in an okay position for this, and it's like, oh no, we're not.
Tempest.
Oh no, I have to do that. Okay.
The Stinky.
Yeah, Stinky Dragon here.
Oh, did we have to banish? Oh, we had to banish them both. That's so rough.
Yeah, not ideal here. But we get the effects going off here, and we can... that is a way better ability than you would have believed right now, because I had a card in my hand, so sending the cards in my hand was sick, and that's why we were going into that.
That's really good.
And let's card trooper and see what happens.
Ooh.
And let's get some more dragons here.
Okay, so Mills are Mythic Water.
Heather and...
Mm-hmm.
And we will move to combat.
Okay.
and put a solid amount of damage on the board and pass it over to you.
All right, I do need a monster to get things started, please. Thanks, deck. Appreciate it.
Oh no.
Not like this. All right, get your Tempest back.
Yep, he's back. He returned. That's so funny, but that's not the right play. We just... Yeah.
I mean, I have to do this or I die.
Yeah, you have to. Like, that's necessary right now. Okay. I think we're relatively safe to use a card that I'm not confident in this deck list, but I
can understand the reasoning behind it. It allows you to draw in sticky situations. It's an Earth to banish for Redox's effect.
like I get where, but I'm like not quite like. It's a card that I find that that's one where its cost is pretty high for the effect. But of course, this is Daddy Zork's ride, so you know.
Funny thing is, Card D has kind of seen like a bit more of a resurgence in past formats like Hat, hilariously. In the Hand Artifacts Trap Tricks deck, Card D in some cases has replaced Fire Hand and Ice Hand. In those kinds of decks, just because they want to be able to have more draw power and they rely more on the artifacts and trap tricks engines.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh wait, did that not?
You forget I had vanities.
Oh no, I'm so bad at this game.
No, you're not. You're fine.
You
were comboing on autopilot. You're fine.
Yeah. I'm such a bad player at this game. I have like a 60-something percentage win rate on Master Duel and Rain.
All right, we're gonna MST that back row.
Yep, it was a skill drain.
All right, that is gonna destroy my vanities, which is okay.
A desire to combo is too strong sometimes.
Trust me, I have the combo player earworm in my brain as well. I know you're feeling.
What floodgates? We just concede when we see floodgates.
Indeed. Why is that specific thing? Hang on, chat. There we go. Get the viewer bots out of here.
Yeah. We should show you SiriBot at some point. SiriBot is a wonderful thing.
I feel like I had it attached a while ago, but I don't know why it was not working originally. So I could be wrong though. So chat room, which decks have you that we've played tonight did you guys like seeing the most? Let us know. And there's title.
Yeah.
This is so bad, but I have to.
Ooh, that was a really risky warning.
Yeah, it's not good because you have Tempest in hand.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it does run you lower on resources, so that's why I just decided to win for it.
Yeah, no, it definitely makes it so I couldn't go into an XZ, so.
Yeah, when it comes to Dragon
My
Rulers, I would...
favorite is-
Oh, sorry, go.
Yeah, no, go for it.
Yeah, when it comes to Dragon Rulers, I would rather try to force a position where you are forced to run out of dragons, especially in a format where I know every ruler's at 1, so...
Mm-hmm.
And I am not drawing
Definitely.
any of my monsters right now. Come on.
Oh, let's see here.
No! Yeah, you got it.
Wow.
All right, I saw Mythic Water. You had the other egg. No. Not like
Very
this.
good.
My hand was Call of the Haunted, Wiretap, Breakthrough Skill, Soul Charge.
I get that though.
Where were my searchers? What happened? Oh, not like this. It's okay. It's okay. All right. Oh, swamp. Yeah, I feel like that'll work.
Yeah, there we are.
All right, I'll start it off this time.
Let's see here.
All right. Vega.
Vega right away. Ooh.
Special summon Deneb. Deneb's effect. We're gonna get Altair. Go into Baguska? I'm kidding.
Oh no.
I feel like this would be a bit more devastating to you in this moment.
Ooh, Base Dweller goes pretty hard, yes.
It was either that or Giant Hand. And I'm gonna activate Rhoda. Let's get a Knuckle Eye. Let's try to keep at least one copy of each of the Teller Knights in rotation.
Strong plan. Well, MST.
You fool! MST negates your MST.
No. Classic.
I feel like we never get those moments anymore, so when they happen, just makes my heart smile.
It feels right.
Oof. Let's just go ahead and activate. Attach Vega.
Okay, so this is where I'm not quite sure on what the right sends are. And I believe it's getting Redox into the yard for the summon of it.
Well, remember, you can't do it this turn because of Abyss Dweller now, so...
Yeah. No, but... Like...
But you are correct in that form of setup, so...
It feels like the right setup, but it's, you know, not ideal. Funnily enough, this guy is rather big level 3.
Continent's Blast Water Dragon. That does get over.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad.
Okay. If That's skill drain, I swear. Wisty, you would tell me if that was a skill drain, right?
Sure. Here, I'll tell you that.
Damn it!
I shouldn't have activated it at that point, but you know.
You know, I did ask, so it's okay. All right, we'll bring on a Knuckle Eye.
My card trooper. No.
It is kind of weird that we have these kind of like lasting floodgates like skill drain and vanities in this format, but because like the Duelist Alliance by this point already had like so many readily available one-for-one removal tools like MST, like Dust Tornado available when we needed them, it's just so absolutely strong. It doesn't feel like completely one-sided.
Yes.
Yeah. Wisty took the first game, Vi. And I'm going to do the Roach.
Roach. Roach is here.
Roach. Oh, I just remembered, Violet, did you get did my gift make it in the mail yet? Or are we still waiting? Okay, send Blaster, get Flamvel Guard. That's really good. Still waiting? Okay.
There we are. Okay.
All right.
MST is respectable right now.
Indeed. Vega. Vega
I'm
effect.
so
No!
Hades is here. He's losing all his power.
You cruel mistress. How dare you? I can't believe you've done this to me.
Okay.
All right, we'll go into Karen Gorgon. Oh, it's a White Stone of Legend. Son of a bitch. That's so bad. And Redox is gonna stay because of skill drain.
Yep.
Yeah, that is true, Vibe. And you had the trade-in. Oh god, it's like I'm playing against my brother doing Dragon Turbo Exodia and Edison. If I draw MSG and I destroy the skill drain, and that's a third skill drain face down, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself, chat. I'm going to be honest.
This, I think, needs to be pushed into a different board state. And is that the best?
This is incredibly rough because I know I'm on a timer because of Gold Sark on Blaster. Shoot.
We'll play out a scrap.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
And we can once again just bring out the other Redox.
No. Shit. Oh man.
And he's back.
The thickest of dragon rulers is back. Look at that ass.
He's always like looked a bit strange to me with like the bongo drum thing going on there. I've never really liked Redox's design, unfortunately.
Unbelievable.
But... Oh, you got the skill. You got the MST off the top. That really helps you.
Yeah. All right.
But can you clear square? Yeah.
That's the question. Altair.
Yep.
I was about to say you do not have a third skill drain. I refuse to believe this. Vega effect.
Oh, do you have the summon from hand too? Wow.
Deneb. Deneb effect.
Wow.
Get Altair.
Suddenly, this turn, fun skill drains are gone. Now the deck's popping off.
That it is. Alright, we gotta equalize. Exciton.
Yeah, Will Phoenix Wing.
No!
I can just go back. Oh, does this effect activate though still? Oh, it is a quick effect.
It is a quick effect, yeah.
No! Yeah, it's okay.
Oh.
Oops. I forgot that was quick. That thing is nice. Oh, it's so Zeusy. I love it.
It gets banned shortly after this format. I think it's in the first ban list of 2015 that it gets banned.
Okay, yeah. So I think that was right away in like January or so.
Somewhere in that time frame. You get Blaster back. That's so rough for me. Oh man. Okay, this is a much more back and forth game than what that game one was. This
is what I wanted.
Now this is Yu-Gi-Oh!
I am liking how this is going.
No wait, I have to say it like Anakin from episode 1. Now this is Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh no.
I'm sorry.
You have to.
All right,
you have to.
There is the boy.
And now we go into the Draco Sack.
I love that has an animation.
We'll detect the Redox. We shall get a token. And we shall get a token. Funnily enough, we kind of have the support card.
Oh my god! Oh, holy shit!
And there's nothing to destroy on your board, but I can't build into anything, funnily enough. But I just have a lot of ability to just push through right now.
Level 13 Tether Wolf, by the way. Where is Galaxy Queen's Light when you need it? Alright. Altair.
Ooh, good.
Altair's effect. Special summon Deneb. Effect. We're gonna get Altair to the hand.
Not too often you have gone to level 13.
I mean, Tether Wolf is one of the primary, and Draco Sack, and I guess to a certain extent, is one of the primary reasons why Super Heavy Samurai has an FTK. So,
which some Super Heavy Samurai also came up in Duelist Alliance too. The starting parts of it.
This was start of Super Heavy. Odd Eyes. Oh, Melodious. That was the one that I was thinking of.
Yeah, I was like, when I saw Melodious, I was like, yo, if I can make an Edward pile in this, I am loving this. I am loving life.
Alright, so we're gonna go number 101.
That is the right play right now.
Yeah. Oh, can I not attack?
You should be able to attack. Didn't you use the isn't it because of the one of the Stellar Knights? the Altair, I believe.
Oh, that I forgot about. I'll be honest. I completely forgot about that. All right.
Okay. Not what I wanted to see, but let's see what we see. Not what we wanted. This has been an interactive game of Yu-Gi-Oh! I love it.
No kidding.
This might be a save and show on replay night.
Absolutely. We're gonna go Altair. Altair effect. We're going to get the Nev again.
Yeah, we got really nothing for that.
The Nev effect. Get a Knuckle Eye. Probably could have done that in a better way, but it's okay. Emerald. Emerald effect. Attach Altair. We'll send back Altair. Altair.
That's really good refreshing for your deck right now.
Altair. All right. Okay, this is a rough one. Not gonna lie. But I think I will pass turn there.
Ooh. Sure, we will choose that one. MSD negates.
You chose the right one.
Ooh.
That was a good blind MST.
Doesn't help me out of my situation right now with MSD, but that did help me from potentially just reaching an unwinnable state.
All right, let's Emerald again.
Yep. That's going well for you.
We'll shuffle back a Vega. And I guess we'll put back Karen Gorgon and Abyss Dweller in the extra deck. That is a very incredible draw. Altair. Altair's effect. We will special summon. We'll target Vega.
That's fine, yeah. Got nothing really for this situation. Like, it's just,
Yeah.
This is good value, just slowly coming down.
Vega effect. A Knuckle Eye. Knuckle Eye's effects. We're just gonna bid another Vega. This is really rough because I could go into Exciton Knight, but there's way too much on field right now for me to blow it up. So I'm in a really weird spot right now. I guess we'll go into Delteros. Effect.
Yep.
Attach. Oh, we'll pop the face down.
Yep.
Bottomless.
It was one of those things where I was just like, I need to kind of wait for like the right thing to get going, but
no, I can understand. I can understand that.
Oh. This could go interesting places.
I don't like hearing that.
Oh no, it can't. Oh no. Oh no, that doesn't quite work.
Also, can I just say, I'm surprised that Tetherwolf is not a tuner. I could have sworn it was.
It feels like it should be, like, TBH.
Really does.
That is so risky, but I think that's my only real play right now. This is... do I... Yeah.
Oh. Interesting. You're trying to clear the field.
This is a scary one.
No, I can respect this. I can respect this.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so special summon Altair. Altair's effect. Special summon Deneb. Deneb effect. Get Altair to hand.
And I didn't need to do a thing that I did a bit slowly, but that's okay. Oh, yeah.
I just realized I was still sharing my screen with you.
Oh, yeah, I completely wasn't watching. And that should be GG's. I have a soul charge in hand, but I didn't have room on board with the amount of tokens I had without moving to a combat phase.
Oh, I see, I see.
And then I can't soul charge because of the combat phase.
Gotcha, 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 gotcha. We're gonna normal summon a Knuckle Eye.
Yeah. So yeah, that just.
Let's see where we can get from here.
Yep, 2,800. And it's just got a good board going right now.
If we're ending this in style, damn it.
Oh, shit.
Cowboy for game.
Save replay. Oh, that was a great game. GG's.
Wonderful. And that was only game 2. We have game 3.
Yeah, we have game 3 to go still. Wow. What an interesting... That was really good.
Had to overcome 2 skill drains for that. Holy hell.
Yeah, the skill drains were keeping me in that game for sure.
Yeah. But it is a very powerful card. So in a format where a deck like Satellar Knight is easily stopped, like, it does the job.
Oh yeah. We got some upstarts. Goblins love drawing cards.
Do I hear 3?
I wish.
Dragontrine's pretty good though. Oh yeah, I gotta remind myself, if I ever do an episode of Time Wizards where we're playing the format where Chaos Dragons were at full power with Eclipse Wyvern and Future Fusion, remind me to call you for that.
Oh, that'll be a good one.
specifically so you can just play that deck in particular. I won't even touch it. You can just play that deck.
Just this is your deck now.
It's like here it is, Queen. Pop off.
The Earth Dragon that you can tutor from your deck with Redox, that's not a level 4 or lower, is it? I don't think it is.
Mythic Tree, I think it's either it's either a level 4 or a level 8. That's all I know.
Yeah. Oh, level 4 or 8. Okay.
Let me double check that for you.
Let's just do it. We're just gonna do it.
It's a 4. You're good.
Okay. That would be useful. Okay. That is fine. And yeah, that's gonna be it. Okay. Not ideal.
I hear you like adding cards to hand.
Yo, Ryo, I love you, Ryo.
No!
Ryu went into the hole. Not to be seen again. I love Ryu though. He's so fun.
You don't understand. Ryu is the one in the hole.
Okay, yeah, so I did mess that up. This is an interesting deck. I definitely should spend some time just looking at the Dragon Rulers, like especially just for modern TCG.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be quite there, but like it is fun.
I do think it is a fun like option to take to like a local or a regional. Especially with the amount of like dragon stuff that has been released since then. I think it's just its own unique take on like Dragon Link. So
yeah, there's going to be something interesting that could be made for it, and level 7s are pretty relevant.
And also grass is legal.
Yeah. That doesn't... Oh, I sent the wrong target. That's fine. We'll just go into a tether.
I really, really don't want you to have any tokens. I'm sorry.
Yeah. That is a valid decision.
On the off chance that you had the ability to get into another Dragon Ruler to go into a 7, that's way too powerful.
That was the potential plan here, but it was like, it was kind of a rough one. Okay, so I'm not too happy about this position.
Neither am I. I don't want to. No, I don't want to activate anything. Stop it. Okay.
Something. And we're switched to our upstart goblin life finally.
I mean, I got an extra turn out of it, so I'll take it.
Yep, that's good.
Holy shit! It's Cupid.
Cupid, what's up?
My boy, how are you doing? Hey, Miles Racer, thank you so much. Welcome to the Coffee Ninja Coffee House. Enjoy your stay. Cupid, how was the night? You were doing CMC stuff, right? Oh crap, I completely forgot to send you my deck list from this past weekend. I'm sorry. I got caught up in like preparing for today's Time Wizard stream. But welcome, Tyrleman's Strongest. My name is Ryu. I'm joined by my good friend Professor Wisteria, who's currently beating my ass with a tether wolf.
We're getting there very, very slowly with this helicopter. No friend with it. It's just a helicopter.
It's just an attack. It's just an attack copter. But welcome to Yu-Gi-Oh! Time Wizards. This is the series where we activate the time machine trap card to go back in time and take a look at some of Yu-Gi-Oh's historical formats. Tonight, we are playing some September 2014 Duelist Alliance format, and it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, I've definitely been enjoying it. It's been a really cool night for things.
All right.
You all unfortunately all just missed a fantastic battle, the best one of the night for sure.
All right, we're gonna go Deneb. I get to search. Someone got upset that I was playing tier, and then I sat there and didn't interact, and there were 0 cards added from their combo. And then I summoned King of the Skull Servants and punched for games. So average stream. Oh my gosh. Phoenix Wing.
I don't know if this... I felt like hitting the vanity, but of course it's... I don't know. Let's see if stopping it and eventually getting here with this tether wolf aggro.
Oh man.
That's our game plan.
I'm getting beat. I'm getting beat over the head by an attack copter. This is so dumb. Misty, please. Not like this.
Yep. We just are apparently Air Force, and with the and don't need dragons, we just need helicopters. It's getting there, like
it's doing the work.
Yeah.
Okay. We gotta stop this now.
You have to start getting some things going on now. Like, you have to.
Yeah, I do. Vega. Damage step.
Oh, honest. Ooh. Interesting way of getting through that.
Sent from deck or field to the graveyard. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Salty viewer duels are rough.
Alright, we're gonna set one face down, and we're gonna end turn.
Yikes.
Could have been 3 tier vanillas. Okay. Look, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, Cupid. You were doing tier limits with Skull Servants. That instantly makes you the most based tier limits player I've ever met in my life. So don't let life get you down, buddy. All right. Vega beats.
I guess you're flipping the script on me now.
Yes, I took a look at your script. I'm your script editor, and I'm just doing a couple of rewrites, okay? I promise. Nothing bad's gonna come of it, but what if I were to suddenly turn the tables and attack you directly?
Ooh. Let's see.
I feel that, Cupid. I feel that. Oh no, a set monster. Shoot!
Dun dun dun.
All right.
Chalice, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Interesting.
It turns off
Okay, I
vanities.
considered emptiness, but you have a second vanity for sure.
Call the haunted.
Okay. Honest.
It's the only one I have engraved. I wish there was a better way to do this.
You know what? Sure.
Alpha.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, very good alpha. Okay. So we're gonna see an honest swing. Yeah, there we go.
I topped that from the alpha, by the way.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah, I think this might just be enough push for you.
It's really not. I wish it was, but it's not.
600.
God, this is awkward. This is so awkward. Yeah, that's not enough to do that.
I'm not sure where you're gonna go now.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about too. I'm gonna be honest. Do I do that? Yeah, I feel like
2 4s though.
Yeah, I feel like I have to do that. We're gonna go Diamond Dyer.
Interesting, yeah. Yeah, I agree with that choice.
All right, Diamond Dyer's effect. I'm gonna choose pop. Now, do I go after the back row or do I go after the muffler? I feel like the back row is gonna be a lot more annoying for me. So,
Yeah, that was the burial situated.
All right. Oh, I'm playing with fire on this one. Soul Charge.
Ooh, for how many?
That's the question.
We have. Wow, you could do a lot, even with just 2. Yep.
Yeah,
that's what I expected to see too.
All right, so we're gonna get back end to Neb. Deneb's effect. We get to add 1 from deck to hand. We're gonna get Altair. And then all right, we're gonna go for a weird one. Heroic Champion Gandiva.
Whoa. It's like the second time I've ever seen this card summon.
Yeah, this one's weird.
Yeah. Interesting.
And I can't attack this turn, so go right ahead.
Okay. Now I get choices.
Soul Drain.
So, and yep, that's pretty brutal right now. 200, eh?
Yeah. Oh, crap.
Oh, no. Do you have something for this? I don't know if you would.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Damage step.
oh, Chalice.
Ooh! I can't believe. Oh my god! I can't believe that actually. Holy hell! Oh my god!
Whew. Incredible.
Woo! I think this should seal it.
Yeah. That does it. GG.
Oh my gosh. Well, slight problem for this. I don't know if I have game from this position. That's the thing.
Oh no.
I can't run out the Altair. I can't.
Ooh.
All right.
$2,700. 2 turns.
I am on a knife's edge right now.
Set a face down.
Okay. I just have to run you out of monsters.
Which will happen eventually, especially with the vanities out.
The Soul Drain really messes you up too, but not to the same extent as the vanities. I'm just shocked I had enough life points to activate Soul Drain.
Nope. There we go. End phase. That gives you potentially it.
Oh, it doesn't work like that. Shoot. Yeah.
There we go. GG.
Oh my lord. That, the first game aside, but you comboed off really well. But you comboed off really well and played through Dragon Rulers, especially. That was insane.
That was really fun. That was another really, really good replay. Good games.
You as well. My goodness.
Wow.
Talk about a nail biter.
That was incredibly close. That could have wow. The soul charge just getting there.
I had to really think about that. I was trying to think in the back of my mind what would be the better thing to do. I could either die Gusto Emerald in order to get more card advantage, or I went the route that I eventually did, which was to just go into Gandiva, so that if you brought something out like a Debris Dragon or any of the tuners, I could immediately just kill it. So,
oh yeah, that would have worked out really well. It was like, there wasn't much though with vanities that I could get through, and then the second vanities was pretty much the nail in the coffin. Like, there was a major decision line that I made earlier about just swinging in and hopefully getting through on the even board, and it almost paid off.
yeah. I will say, if I did not have that Forbidden Chalice set face down game 3, you would have won it. You would have 100% won it.
I think you had the vanity, so I wouldn't have been able to push any further on summons, but I could have flipped over the egg and gotten it.
Egg.
And we got it.
Oh, man. Great games. Great games.
Oh, really fantastic. That was really good, and I think we gave a cool little showcase of decks of this era.
Do we want to call it at that? I don't know. I don't think we're going to top that.
I don't think so. I think that was as good as it's going to get. That was kind of a top line.
All right. So, by the way, Cupid, what news are you talking about? While we're wrapping up and decompressing a little bit, I hope you guys had a lot of fun watching me and Wisty play through Duelist Alliance format. I hope it's all good. Next set's... We're getting the new Lightsworn support next set. Let's go! I'm excited.
Blue Eyes support. Blue Eyes.
Soon.
I actually care about a Blue Eyes card for once in my life. Only because it's a Link 1 that says Dragon and has a Link that matters.
There we go. And theoretically, the Skull Servant support. Let's go. By the way, so before we end things out, please go check out Professor Wisteria if you haven't already. This amazing woman is full of encyclopedic knowledge about so many things card game related, not just Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm so happy that she is part of my life and one of my good friends, and thank you so much for joining me for this, Wisty. This has been an absolute blast.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying that. We've had some really good... I think we work really well on doing collabs, and it's been really a big treat before when we were doing the Dragon Link tutorials and that, and just things like Lethal Company. Like, we're in the same little kind of group of the community, and it's always great to have you in it.
Now I need to teach you either Fluffle or Madolche, and the circle will be...
I would learn Madolche. I would definitely learn Madolche.
Fair enough. All right, I'll make sure to get a guide together so we can actually do that one of these days.
Yes, yeah, I had a good script for that one for you.
Yeah, I gotta figure it out. Just because I also need to include the new support. Hopefully, we get the new support in the next update with the Lightsworn stuff, but who knows? I need to check out the data on that.
Definitely, we'll see where things end up going here, and yeah, I'm really excited. I've been a plant player since D-Link got obliterated, and we're going to be seeing aromatherapy and Ragnaraka support soon. So there's going to be a lot of cool innovation around for my channel because we never got full power plants in TCG.
That is true. Because I'm pretty sure Dryas was limited prior.
Healer and Dryas were at 1 at that point.
I couldn't remember Sunvine Healer for the life of me, so thank you for telling me that.
Yep.
All right. And before we sign off, I know a couple of you have been asking about this when we were playing a Duelist Alliance format. Some of you do want to play this format. Fear not, because I will be hosting a tournament at the end of this month all around this ban list and this format. I'll have signups for it opening this week. And if you want to join, then I will make sure to send the sign-up sheet your way if you want to participate. And
co-host or play, that'd be so fun.
If you want to do either or, Wisty, by all means, you are more than free to do so. You are not bound. If you wish to play, please play. If you wish to co-host and shoot the shit with me, I welcome it all the time.
Both of them sound good. I enjoy both because since I've always been a judge, like I've always been a watcher and observer more than like playing, especially with Yu-Gi-Oh. I did Pokemon professionally, but I haven't done a Yu-Gi-Oh professional run. Let's make a Patreon and for my me doing a tour of America and just go to YCS's.
Yes. Oh my gosh. All right. So who are we let's see. Who are we rating tonight?
Oh, one last thing. You should show off the playmats.
Oh yeah. We should. So before we head, yeah, let me get the link up. So if you enjoy the content that both myself and Professor Wisteria here do, if you want to support us outside of the usual subscribing and everything of that nature, then we encourage you guys to go check out our merch. We do have some merch alongside our good friend Violet Nova over at the item shop, the link of which is right here.
It's such a fun play, Matt. It's really cool. I feel really funny occasionally. I do roll it out and just head OTS and just be like, it's myself and my friends.
Indeed. Funny thing is, we never actually hit the donation goal for Pride Month that had I have an extra playmat that I was going to give out as like a raffle prize. I might need to set up like a major tournament in order to give that away as a prize. So
That'd be a really cool one.
yeah.
I've been thinking of going to a couple of my graded cards and maybe doing some tournaments for like some of that potentially coming up soon.
Yeah.
But, we'll see.
Yep, this is the official.
There's always so many.
Yep, this is the official Mirror Force Breakers playmat. I look like an absolute bum.
Dashing rogue.
That's Nell though. I am neither a rogue. Okay, if I do look dashing, I mean, by all means, I'm not going to say no, but I mean,
Dash.
I mean, I look like a scrub compared to you two amazing, sexy ladies. Let's be honest.
Well, someone had to go second and play plans, so.
Okay, that's fair. You got me there, Wisty. Well done, well done. Hey, Jesse,
that list is so much fun.
Hey Jesse, we're about to wrap things up. Speaking of plants, I gotta make sure to take a look at the CMC ban list to see what Cupid banned. So Wisty, I played Gladiator Beasts in Cupid CMC for week 2 because Beast Tamer, the guy that can cheat out the fusion monsters, is part of the structure. It's
yeah. Oh yeah, that's always a good choice when you can use structures in those formats.
It's so good. And plus, I was comfortable with Gladiator Beasts. Like, I legitimately pulled, like, every card that I wanted at NR, which is insane.
Oh, that's so good.
All right. Who can we raid right now? Who's on?
Honestly, Yu-Gi-Oh! Category has 278 viewers. This is... It's low. It's really... It's something to see, but I'm still glad that there's still such a dedicated audience here for...
I think everybody is also a little bit... I think everybody's also a little bit tired just from Worlds happening, so I think... All right, let's see. Minnie's doing a playthrough of Ocarina of Time.
That's pretty cool, yeah.
Let's see. Looks like Miwa's doing Dead Space. Eclipse is
Eclipse is always in Eclipse things.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she's got her new model now too.
Yeah, it's so cool to actually go 3D. 3D is eventually the future, like over live 2D, but
yeah, she is jumping very ahead on that curve, and I have to applaud her for it.
Yeah, Eclipse is amazing.
You know what? Let's go raid Minnie. I'm a huge lover of Zelda, and
yeah, let's make life meaningful.
Yeah. Ugh. New ban list hits tomorrow morning.
Dealing with us, dealing with our Dark Signer edgelords, you can go and hang out with the most sweet soul in the world.
All right, chat room. What kind of Duelist Alliance raid message can we do tonight? That's the question.
You can always do a joke about like Time Wizard transform my 100 Dragon or something like that, or 1000 Dragon.
Time Roulette go.
Time Roulette go. Perfect. There we are.
There we go. All right. Since this is a Time Wizard stream, guys, Time Roulette go is going to be our raid message. Please do so. Wisty, thank you again for joining. You got anything going on this week?
Not really. We'll have replay night on Wednesday. We should have it on Wednesday. And I'm probably just going to be trying to get back into a grind. I was playing yesterday, and I ended up going 10-1 over a night.
Ooh.
Just playing for like 2 hours in gold, though, so gold's easy. And I'm just like, it's just I kind of want to work on that, and might as well just casually stream it.
Gotcha. Please go check Wisty out if you guys haven't already. Wonderful, amazing, love her to pieces.
Thank you.
And yeah. I got the schedule out for what I'm doing this week. We're back to Master Duel Masochist Crowd Control tomorrow, officially. And I'll be introducing the new rules of stuff that you can do to mess around with me tomorrow. So please tune in for that. But until then, dear friends, I have been Ryu. This has been our Professor Wisteria. Thank you for coming to the Coffee Ninja Coffee House, and we will see you guys next time. Good night, everybody!
Night night.